What up, girl?
Hey.
Hey, child. Whew, we are doing another sister review, but not for Love and Marriage Huntsville. Bam! It is for all the Queen's men. So we are doing the second half of season 3, I believe it is. And yeah, um, last week I did episodes 9 and 10. This one is 11 and 12. Okay, so we are doubling up. And without further ado, child, let's just get to it. Okay.
Okay.
Y'all know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe, your notification bell, share the video. That's how others find me here on YouTube. Make sure you're following me on all platforms at DYANAROZAY. And I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me, okay? If y'all have not already put your hands on your knees, child, we are talking about Madame DeVille, Marilyn DeVille. That's her actual name. And listen, child, I'm just going to jump ahead. Her daddy name is James Cadillac DeVille. Okay. Anyways, sorry about that, y'all. Madam, we're going to pick up where it left off. Madam found out that her daddy, who she thought was dead, ain't really dead. Okay. I'm
Mhm.
pulling something from The Color Purple. My daddy really ain't my daddy. Okay. Her
Cut it
daddy
out.
really ain't dead. Her daddy's still alive, but she showed up at that nurse's house
What?
with the pow pow, ready to take that lady off the planet. Okay, the planet. I don't know why I tried to make a new word for planet. Take her off the planet, and her dad had to interrupt. Hey, baby girl, what's going on? Who child? He looks like he should be called Cornelius.
Yeah.
Thoughts? Give me a name for him. Don't say Henry either.
I was gonna say Henry, but
No, he definitely looks like he's the old school, like
Thaddeus? I don't know.
everybody keeps calling like Ernesto, even though his name is just it's just Ernest, but he got to make it all cool. Hey, Nesto, giving me like Cornelius, and people just call him Nelius. Okay,
Just
even though
Neil?
that's not true, huh?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just Ness. What's up, Ness? Breaking it all the way down. Anyway,
Right.
Madam figures out that her daddy's still alive. She went in the house bussing first, okay? Bussing. And then he stops her and says, Girl, here I am. Calm your ass down.
Right.
Pork chop or what? Okay. He offers her pork chop. She goes, I don't want no damn pork chops. What is going on? And he lets her know what, child.
He said surprise.
I think we
Not
established.
only not only am I still breathing, but I'm about to take my ass to Costa Rica.
Yeah, he said he had a passport waiting on him. He was going to Costa Rica. He had a bag full of money, and he got himself a bish. Okay, he
Bottom
went to
one.
nurse
That's
with her
right. Yes.
against her. I don't know if it's against her will or not. Hell, at this point, I
I'm
mean,
gonna say yes.
but she got to pack all her bags and go to Costa Rica too. That sounds like trafficking to me. I mean, that's nothing funny about it. But what's going on? Can she stay
Right?
home?
Yes.
He's taking her with him, okay? And he called her his bottom bish. So she might be down there doing some strange things for change, okay? If he runs out of dough. Hell,
Wow.
maybe he won't run out of dough. Maybe he's gonna put her on the track right away.
Mm.
But mm, that went dark, didn't it? Hands
Yeah.
on your knees, hands on
Girl.
your knees. Okay, you guys got to go to my stories to hear that song. There is a lady with a beautiful gospel voice, and I follow her on TikTok. Anyway, she has a beautiful gospel voice. She sings all the time, and for whatever reason, she wanted to remix "Hands on Your Knees." "Hands on Your Knees" got like over 400 and something thousand views. So anyway, I found a cute way to use that song in as an ode to what Martell has going on.
Good old Marty Mar. Yep.
Good old Marty Mar. Anyway, y'all, back to this story. Miss Madam finds out her daddy's still alive. The audience is fully aware that her sister Carla is also still alive.
Mm.
Her dad said, "I told you not to touch her." And she said, well, she should have kept her damn mouth shut. Okay.
Mhm.
It's on my nerves.
Yeah.
And so anyway, we know there's a big sibling rivalry between Carla and Madam. Carla refuses to call Madam Madam. She calls her Marilyn. Bitch, your name is Marilyn. That's how
Mm.
she ended up getting stabbed anyway, because she was calling her buck tooth and them little skinny legs.
Skinny bitch, yeah.
You think everybody like you? You think you cute or something now? You used to be this old. And she came right on back and took care of things. Well, not all the way though. That was still her sister, so she let her live.
Right.
Daddy says to her, listen, you're doing everything right. Don't second guess yourself. I need you to have a funeral for me tomorrow. Make sure I am cremated because I don't want people coming back looking for me. What else did he tell her? He told her to watch her back because the concierge is going to come hard. But everything that she's doing is right. And he's going to keep an eye on her from Costa Rica. He told Tommy and Blue, make sure nothing happens to her because y'all don't look like y'all the cream of the crop. Okay. I wouldn't have picked you, but don't let anything happen to her. And that's how the scene ends. Okay. Moving on, we are talking about Detective Davis. Now, last week I was calling this woman Detective Haynes. Her actual name is, I think, Gloria Haynes. That's her government name. And I was calling her by her government name. This is Detective Davis.
Davis.
Okay?
Yeah.
Detective Davis got her little self, her butt in a sling. Okay. She's
Mhm.
a hot ass mess because she has been fired. It looks like they have frozen all of her accounts because they think she's a dirty cop involved in all kinds of things. And she has no money. She does not have a pot or a window. Okay. And she's desperate. So she's calling Madam. I mean, what a difference a day make. The week before, she was acting like she held all the cards. Now she is calling Madam, begging her for money in exchange for information. And Madam is making her beg too. She's like, listen, you really ain't got nothing I want at this point. But I'll meet you. I think she agreed to meet her. So anywho, that's how that scene ends. Do you remember anything else about good old Detective Davis?
No.
Yeah. Now we are back at the club with the dancers. The hands on your knees, fellas. And this is the biggest scene in this one is Doc and Midnight. They have a heart to heart with Amp,
Mm.
who is Amp is on that
You
stuff,
done
right?
that stuff. Yeah.
Amp is on that stuff. He's coming in every day, just completely high, drinking all day long. You know, doesn't know his own strength, hurting the women. They got to roll people up in rugs and take them out to the back. It's a
Mm.
whole mess. So Doc and Midnight, they're tired of cleaning up his shit. And they basically pulled him aside and said, listen, we care about you. You're our family. We telling you now, you off and you need to clean it up. And Amp, he gives a little pushback. Y'all ain't my family. Y'all don't care about me. Whatever people do. And then he literally walks, he takes 10 steps and then comes back around and hands him the pills. Yeah, you right. Hands it to him, walks away, and Doc and Midnight feel like they handled their business. They saved another life, just like Sesame Street taught them to do. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I mean, seriously, at the end of the day, these dancers, for the most part, every one of the dancers have a conscience except for Babyface.
Ugh.
Babyface, I mean, oh my God. Every time he's on screen, he plays the hell out of that character. Because I am always like, who raised you? Who raised you? You're a horrible person.
Pack of wolves.
A pack of damn wolves. Okay.
Mm.
He is the only person. He does all these dances, gets his little, I don't even know how much they make a night. They look like they should bring home at least 6,000 or so a night, the way they be stacking up them ones and handing them over to Dime. But this man is homeless. He is begging to the other dancers if he can spend the night at their house every doggone night. They be like, well, we got ladies lined up because if y'all don't know, they moonlight as sex workers. So by day or between the hours of what would that be? Like 10 o'clock to 3 a.m. They
Girl,
dance. From 10 o'clock to 3 a.m. They
why
on
are
the
we putting hours on it?
well, I'm just saying. They're on the stage, and then after that, they're slinging. They're slinging that third leg, and for whatever reason, Babyface, he never has a gig lined up, and if he does, it's always with one of the other guys. He's not doing it by himself. It's really weird. Then he has no place to stay. He always needs to crash. And I'm going to need him to go someplace where there is a steady stream of water, a good bar of soap.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he needs to rest and he needs to clean up some hydrogen peroxide, whatever y'all put on it. Clean it up. Okay, enough of that. Let's talk about let's talk about Champ and Trouble.
Trouble. Mm-hmm.
Okay, Champ and Trouble, if y'all didn't know, Champ and Trouble are in trouble because and it really is it's Rayshawn's fault, but Champ, Trouble, Rayshawn went to rob this one right here. What's her name, child?
Tandy. Tandy's nasty ass.
Tandy's nasty ass, child. It's a full phrase, just your first name, your middle name, and your last name. Tandy's nasty ass. They
Mm.
were over Tandy's nasty ass house, okay? And they ended up putting hands on her husband. He was like within an inch of his life because Rayshawn had a flashback of the husband doing horrible things to him, and he was it a poker, a fire poker?
Yeah.
A fire poker he used to handle this dude.
Mm.
Anyways, Champ and Trouble was like, well, since we here, we might as well get the rest of the money. They took over $500,000 from Tandy's nasty ass, and Tandy is looking for it. She wants it back. Okay. Now let me just say this. Tandy is in, I guess, maybe like a mourning. She should be depressed. Her husband's in the hospital. Her money is gone, but Tandy still had time to go to the club and ask for a private room. This is where the nasty ass comes in because anybody else would be like, I need to keep my mind on my money and my money on my mind. I don't
Nope.
have any extra time or thought for leisure.
No, not her.
She did have time for leisure. She ended up going up to a private room with Big D.
Mm-hmm.
And they up there doing whatever. Okay, y'all know what they up there doing. And she went up there with Big D right after she had a meeting with Trouble and Champ and said, y'all better have my damn money. Okay. Who put y'all up to this? Was it Madam? Of course, Trouble lies, says it's Madam. Madam end up talking to Tandy and she's like, I ain't got your damn money. And as far as I'm concerned, if you do put your hands on my dancers, it's going to be a problem between me and you. Okay. But she was like, do whatever you feel you have to do. Um,
Mm.
and she moves on. She goes upstairs, does her private room. And the whole time I'm thinking, what is going on? I mean, like, I don't know anybody that repulsive, that nasty. Like you don't need it that bad, girl. But it is on her mind all day, every day. And that's why she has the title Tandy's nasty ass. All right.
Mm.
Now we're moving on to the next person. Madam actually meets up with Detective Hayes. Detective Hayes thinks she's bringing Madam the tea.
Davis.
I bet you didn't know that Casanova was a cop. She's like, girl, I know Casanova's a cop. Next, what else you got? I bet you didn't know that he's working with an informant named Big D. Yeah, I do know that. Next, everything that why did I call her Detective Hayes again?
Yeah, Davis.
Okay, everything that Detective Davis is throwing out there, she's like, girl, I already knew. And she was like, well, damn, what can you give me? Who set me up? Was it Fuego? Fuego's one of the dancers. She was like, no, it wasn't Fuego. It was a guy named Concierge. And she was like, well, I'm going to find him. And when I do, I'm going to take him out. And Madam said, okay, well, you do that and you call me and I'll let you know what it was worth. Child, she has no idea what she is playing with. Okay. Concierge ain't just some fly by day street dude, right?
Right.
The concierge will be in the hood at 5:04 and on a private jet to Jamaica at 5:05. It's just the way. He's living his life. He has a lot of connections. He is deep in the Mexican cartel culture. She doesn't. She hasn't a clue, but that's what she's telling Madam, hoping that she can buy some favor. Um, and then at the end, Madam gets back to the club. She confronts Trouble and Champ. What did she tell them, girl? Remember what she said to Trouble and Champ?
She said, "Give that woman back her damn money, every
Give.
last penny."
She said, "Give Tandy's nasty ass back." Back
Oh,
her money.
sorry. I forgot to say the full phrase. Tandy's nasty ass. Give Tandy's nasty ass
First
back her
last
money.
middle name is Tandy's nasty ass, right?
That's right.
Yes, every dollar of her money.
Hmm.
You guys realize that her husband, who was on track to be the mayor, is fighting for his life. And if he would have got to office, and he better, okay, he better make it into office, but I would have ran this city. I would run the city. I would run the police department. I would have so much damn power. And you guys have interfered with my business. So she basically tells Trouble and Champ, y'all better go to church or go to hell, whoever you pray for. Get them rosary beads or get yourself some buckets of ice and get on your knees, okay? Hands on your knees. Hands on your
Oh
knees,
my gosh.
okay? Get on it. But that's how she leaves it with them. And then she has one more meetup because she's well aware that Big D is an informant. So she tells him, I like what you did. I like how you tried to protect me the other day, because he had told her that, or the word on the street was that he had taken out Casanova, who they know is a cop, right?
Hmm.
So he thinks he's still playing that game, and she's like, I'm about to give you a promotion. He goes downstairs to the dungeon where she does all of her dirty work, not her office, to the dungeon. He knows he's down there, but he's playing naive as all get out. Tommy offers him a cookie, and by the time Madam gets down there, she's like, let me see that gun. And she was like, are you sure that if I was to use this gun or this pow pow, it wouldn't cause any situation for you? You wouldn't bleed, right?
Right. Magical.
Is that magical? Yes. And he
Hmm.
said, yeah, you won't. She was like, it looks like the everyday, you know what, to me. He went, nope, it's basically magical. And she shot him, and she went, mm-hmm. I thought you said you wasn't gonna bleed, Negro. But while she's in the basement doing all that, cops have swarmed the building because Carla has pressed charges. Her sister Carla pressed charges for the incident that happened at the nursing home. I have to be real colorful or careful about the things I say so that this video doesn't get flagged, y'all. So that's why I'm kind of skipping over stuff. But Carla basically put out a warrant for her sister's arrest. The cops actually hear the shots, and they start calling for backup and helicopters. Midnight goes in to get Madam and said, listen, they're here for you. And they heard that gunshot. She said, if they're here for me, then it's me they will get. And she ended up going up to turn herself in. She was like, all this for little old me. There's helicopters everywhere, child. It's a hot mess. Oh, child. Did I leave anything out that you can think of?
You covered it. There's no depth to this stuff. To this show. You got it.
Listen, you don't crack on this show. This show is everything.
Okay.
Okay? All right. So we're moving on to episode 12. That was episode 11. Let's get to episode 12. Episode 12 opens with Carla dropping the charges. Madam is sitting in the police station and, getting jiggy with it with whoever the head cop or lead cop is. And
Hmm.
finally she says, you're free to go. Your
Free to go.
sister dropped the charges. Well, who knew that was allowable? I thought
Right.
if you had a weapon and the incident happened, you don't need her to press charges. But Madam smiles and gets her cell phone up and says, thanks, hoes. I gotta go. Hands on your knees. And she ends up leaving. Okay, she's outside with her peeps. All of the fellas are there to see her. And again, Babyface needs a place to stay. So he's asking people, y'all sure I can't stay at your house tonight? You sure I can't stay at your house? And everybody's like, nah, dude, figure this out. Like, sleep in your car. I don't care what you do. Go back to Club Eden if they're allowed to sleep in there. Who knows? But he says absolutely not. And that's when Face slides himself on over to who?
Oh,
Nasty ass Tandy. Tandy's
Andy's
ass.
nasty ass.
That's right.
Yeah.
Face knocks on her door,
Those greasy ass lips.
and Tandy, who again should be in some sort of, I don't know, state of mourning. Is my husband gonna make it? Is he not gonna make it? She's in none of that. She's happy to see Face. At the club, she was like, I can't kiss y'all, any of y'all in the mouth. At the house, she kissing Face all in the mouth. It's just it's a lot. It's a lot. But she getting her back broke while her husband is on the machines, on breathing machines. Okay, basically. All right, moving on. Fuego, who ends up seeing the entire incident go down with Big D on cameras that was coming into his computer, so he actually see Fuego get hit in the leg
Mm-hmm.
by Madam. He sees everybody leave because they all race down to the police department, and they just leave him there, wounded, right?
Yeah.
And
She
Fuego,
said he wasn't going to bleed out.
yeah,
Those are her exact words. She said he won't bleed out.
well, he's there in agony. Fuego comes to get him, wraps up a tourniquet around his leg, and says, "Listen, you coming back home with me, dude. I'm gonna make sure you get a good night's sleep, and we can talk about all the stuff that's been going on." So they confide in each other, which is weird. Okay, but he goes back to Fuego's house, child. Now we have the next morning, and the next morning happens to be the funeral for Madam's father, the fake
The
funeral,
fake funeral, right?
for Madam's father, right? So
Mm-hmm.
we get a scene from Tommy um and Madam, where she tells Tommy, her bodyguard, listen, you effing up, and you effing up bad. You messed up with Casanova. You didn't know he was a cop. You messed up with Big D. You didn't know he was an informant. The fact of the matter is, you only got this promotion because Blue was off her game. But if you keep it up, okay, I'm going to put you right on back where you were, the cleanup guy, the coochie eater, and the chef. And I'm not so sure that Tommy doesn't want to go back there. He begs for that position every time she comes in the house. Can I get you something to eat? Can I take you give you a bath, madam? He's constantly begging to get in her bed, and she's constantly saying no. Okay, but
Hmm.
this time she's like, "Listen, I don't think you have what it takes." And that's upsetting him a little bit because Blue doesn't like him to work with her in the first place. She's always trying to figure out how to get his ass back behind that damn chef's table.
Yeah.
She don't like him as a bodyguard either. So now he done heard it from her father, and he has heard it from Madam herself, right?
Mm.
Still the same morning of this fake funeral. Now we have Doc and Detective Davis, right? This is embarrassing. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. Doc is dressed like a stripper, by the way. Oh my God. I was like, you don't have a button down shirt? Child,
I mean, those buttons were open.
he showed all the tattoos up to his neck. I was
Yeah.
like, is that appropriate attire for a funeral?
No, no, it is not.
But Doc is kicking out Detective Davis. He's like, you got to
Mhm.
get out of the house, get up out the bed. She talked about, well, can we get another round? No, you gots to go, is what he told her. Get up, get out, you gots to go. Which I was like, oh, damn, this hoe don't have a house. She's in the same boat as Babyface. Why would you let a man tell you to get out? That is hilarious.
Uh-huh.
And here's the most embarrassing part. Don't you be asking for seconds and this fool fully dressed, telling you the fact that he was fully dressed and shook you awake just to kick you out. He didn't even give you a heads up, like, listen, I'm getting dressed. I don't know if you want to stretch, get a cup of coffee, something. He wants you
Mm.
to open your eyes and leave his house. Oh, it's embarrassing. Anyways, child. he's telling her, she's like, okay, okay, well, I need you to tell this, say this for madam, and let him know. He's like, yeah, yeah, okay, okay. And anyways, he tells her one more time, get the hell up out of my house. That's an exact quote. She went, okay, okay. The power exchange here. She used to come in and really try to dog Doc. And now Doc got all the power, child. She is so digmatized, she don't know her left from her right.
Ugh.
Anyway, moving on. We also get a scene from Fuego and Big D the same day of the fake funeral. They're basically they've made friends over wounds, so uh,
Mm.
that is what it is. And we get a fake, excuse me, a scene from Babyface and Tandy too. Oh, and this was horrible, y'all. Babyface has weaseled his damn way into this
Oh
woman's
my
house,
god.
the nasty ass
Just
Tandy's house.
just so that he can have a bed to sleep in.
Well, I mean, he needs a bed to sleep in, but how is Tandy this dumb? Tandy said, listen, I'm gonna give you a key and everything. You just gotta, when my husband come home, I'm gonna need you to go.
Mm.
This dude is a complete and total, like he's a two-bit hustler. He puts the two in two-bit. He's just awful, awful, awful. Worst person on the show. Sorry. Anyways, they all show up at Madam's fake daddy's funeral, but they don't know that it's not her daddy. Madam shows up dressed in black. She's playing the role appropriately. She wants everybody to think that she's in mourning. All of Madam's man hoes come up behind her
Yeah.
and give their condolences.
Mm-hmm. Her sister shows up.
Well, before they even do that, they all give the condolences, and she says thank you to every single one except for one child, Trouble.
Oh, trouble.
I said, I'm really sorry, madam. She looked so she didn't even look at Trouble. She completely ignored Trouble. But yes, her sister comes up in a wheelchair and a neck brace.
Mm-hmm.
She sees her. She hightails it over toward her. It's like, listen, girl, what the hell are you doing here? Carla said, I know. She went, you know what? Now, these two are both talking through their teeth. It's hilarious. You know what? She went, he came to see me and he gave me a little bit of something. So I'm okay right now. She went, that's all your ass think about is money. She went, that's not all I think about. I'm hurting too. I think that we should try to work together, which is the wrong move because these two don't trust each other. They are literal enemies, okay, arch enemies. Um, but she's trying to convince her, Carla's trying to convince Madam that for their dad's sake, she's willing to work with her and have her back. And she said, I could actually work with you and I'd have your back better than them goons you pay for. Okay.
Mm.
Talking about Tommy and
And
hell,
blood.
all of them really, because they've all done something for her.
Mm-hmm.
But Madam said, you can get that wish out of your damn head. It's never gonna happen. It's never, ever, ever gonna happen. Then we get Carla stand up and out of that wheelchair, child, and walk herself up on that podium to give a speech. And that's the first thing Madam said is, why in the hell is this bitch coming out of a wheelchair?
Right. She wheeled herself in here. Like she's walking up on stage. Yeah.
Right. What is this about? But she got up there and she turned on the waterworks. She was really faking it. Oh, I miss mine. I just want to have my father's wishes, all the stuff. And Madam lights up a cigarette because this girl is getting on her nerves. Carla's getting on her nerves so bad she just lights up a cigarette right there. And she could hear the helicopter. So she knows if there's a helicopter in the area, that means they are in danger. She stands up, starts looking at the sky, and before you know it, that funeral is ramsacked by a bunch of goons with automatics. They are shooting straight, but we don't know what they're shooting at. And everybody else is racing out. Everybody that's at the funeral is racing out. Did her sister make it out of there?
Girl, we don't know. She didn't care.
Oh my gosh, who knows? I don't
They
think I
said there were no casualties.
no casualties. Okay, so no casualties. But Tommy swoops up Madam in his arms and go racing to the Mercedes Jeep. They get to the back of the Jeep and they all grab an automatic and start shooting into the sky. Okay. And she's like, that's Concierge. He was coming to, you know, I guess throw one of those grenades out the window, but he didn't get a chance, child.
Hmm.
Anyway, Madam's fit to be tied, and she's like, at this point, I'm tired. Okay, we got to figure this out. Um, R.I.P. to Madam's fake daddy. You know what I'm saying? They shot the urn off the stand, so they definitely was sending a message. Um, Now we are back at Club Eden. We get back to Club Eden, and Big D, who was not able to get any help from Casanova, even though he helped save Casanova's life. Big D calls Casanova. Casanova said, I can't do anything for you. Sorry. He said, you were sloppy and you are on your own. But we all know that Casanova is still beholding to Madam. He was protecting her even with his partner or the sergeant, I think that was. She was like, we just need to pin this, this what happened to what was that, to be soon to be mayor, has Madam's name written all over it. And he said, this she didn't do that. Like, he's quick to try to take up for her. And she would look at him like, what do you care if she did it or
Yeah,
not?
I said she did it. She did it.
Right. He turned on his heel so quick, like, oops, almost gave myself away, child. But anyway, we end up finding out that he tells Big D he's not going to help him. And Big D has to have no choice but to come back to Club Eden and grovel for his life.
Pretty much.
He tells Madam, listen, I don't care about Casanova. All bets are off with him. I want back in this club. I will do anything that you ask me to do. I'm at your disposal. I just want to dance again here. And she's looking at him like, and I'm looking at him. I'm telling you now, talk about crazy work environment. Why would you want to go back there? You couldn't find someplace else to go. New Orleans and Atlanta ain't that far away, child. Go back home.
Uh-huh.
Go back home.
Hmm.
But Madam ends up agreeing and said, it's okay, but you're going to be an amateur dancer. You're not going to be on the big stage anymore. And he says he's okay because he's that thirsty. Okay. Now we got another scene with this one right here. Nasty ass Tandy shows up at the club dressed to the nines, asks for a private room. Babyface just came off stage doing one of his dances. And that's when Tommy says, you got a VIP. He goes up there and sees it is Tandy's nasty ass. And he's like, listen, you couldn't wait for me to get home? Okay. I'm coming home to you. I mean, where else would I go? Okay. And she's like, well, she's looking completely sad. She tells him that her husband just bit the dust. Okay. What's her
Yeah.
husband's name? James?
Uh,
I think her husband's name is James. But she said,
hmm.
listen, he's gone. Um, and she don't know what to do. So he needs to make her feel better. So, he breaks her off up there in the VIP room. Again, nasty, just nasty.
Yeah.
While downstairs, Trouble and Champ are still on stage, along with the informant, I believe, but they're all still on stage dancing. The cops come in, and this cop, he has it in for Club Eden, for everything that's going on. He's like a rookie cop. Think Training Day with Ethan Hawke, when Ethan was like really eager and wanting to arrest his first person. That's
Hmm.
this cop, right? Even though he's been warned to kind of take it easy with these people, he wants to make them respect him. So he comes in and he basically says, you can get your hands off your knees. I need Trouble and Champ. Let's go. Okay. And they said they're not going any damn where, but they are. At the end of the day, they are being blamed for the passing. Oh, his name is Jack, not
Jack.
James.
Yeah.
They are being blamed for the passing of Tandy's husband. So we have to see if Tandy set something up, because she could have, as the reason why she was upstairs in that VIP room.
Right.
But Rayshana's gone, child.
The
Rayshana,
actual killer. Yep. He's gone.
Yep, he's not taking any of this laying down. And that's basically how it ends episode 11 and 12. So we'll be back next week for the next one. Okay. Thank you, Clone. I'm happy that you are into this show now. All the
I'm
queens.
not, but yeah, okay.
Girl, you are. All right. That's it, you guys. Hit that like, subscribe, your notification bell, share the video with your friends. Make sure everybody knows that this show on BET Plus is fire. And I will talk to you all of y'all on the next one.